Yeah, we got it going on now. Yeah, we got the broadcast coming now. There we go. You get 20. You can get 20 hours like this off of StreamYard every month if you want
Really?
to. Yeah, for free, and you can have as many as 4 or 5 guests if you want to. But you just go to StreamYard.com. It does that. So, welcome, guys and girls. We've been on here 24 seconds, and me and Roger been sitting here talking, and I actually need to fix mine because I got Rob and Roger Ward in it. Roger's already fixed his down there in the bottom, but yep, it's both of us in here right now, and we got a few eyes on us now. Thomas Morgan's here, G-Puck's here, Keith White's here. Can you see where they're talking to us, or is your screen full?
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, if you close it up a little bit, you'll be able to see where they type, and like we always do. Harris Jessup, let's get this show started. Let's do it. Harris has actually been under the weather too. He just was in the hospital the other day. Don Huston, we know Don Huston's in a crazy state. Darla's asking about Harris. Tell us about Harris right now. Harris Jessup, tell us how you doing. He was in the hospital the other day, guys, right? And he's emailing and texting me. I'm like, all right. Yeah, we want to make sure he's doing okay. We got?
I think I put this thing down too far up. Hold on a second.
All right.
Do you see me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see you.
I don't see you.
You
don't have you all.
Okay. You may have to go under this. Let's see. It may be a thing right there that has a split screen underneath. See if you can see. Had a calcium issue is what Harris said. Rogers Thomas says, hi, Roger and Rob. You guys tell us if you can see us both. Roger can't see me right now, but I see him fine. So let's see if he can work it out. Underneath our pictures, you got one. I have one big screen, and now I got one screen that's like split in half. I don't know what may have happened there, Roger.
I had hit the minimize, and now I'm just having trouble finding where I'm at here.
All right. Do you see me now?
No, but hold on a second.
Okay.
I may be just in a
power. Let me PJet says screen is fine.
Roger, I've just got to expand it back out. I've got the thing up in the very left corner, and I can't see anything.
Yep. All right. You work on that for a second. Roger's located in Tennessee, guys, and so he's just to the west.
Here we go. I got you.
There we go. Roger, Keith says, what does Rob do that makes you laugh at him? Oh, my God.
He comes on the air and he has a stream. I mean, it doesn't really matter what it is. You always know what you're going to get from Rob. Rob has got consistency that, you come to expect from Rob, !
PJet says, how did Roger get on? Does he have StreamYard 2 or just a cam? Tell him how we got you on there, Roger.
I've got the cam on my laptop here, and then got an invitation to StreamYard. Just clicked on the link, and here we are. Turned my camera on, here we are.
Whoever I want, if I wanted to have a third person on here right now, I could send you a link. And we could split screens. Rob is nuts. Just ask Mrs. Rob. But yeah, I can have 4 people on here. I can have it split in 4 ways. So we can have a bunch of people on here anytime we want to. Just you can get up to 20 hours free a month. And there's some stuff we can't do. I can't make it all green behind me, but that's all right. We're okay there anyway. But,
hey, Rob, I've got the comments up here now, so I can see kind of.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and when did you become a Detroit? You don't sound like you're from Detroit originally.
Okay, here's the deal. when I was 2 years old. I was born. I'm 59 now. When I
Okay.
was 2 years old, I was born down here in Tennessee. My dad got a job at Pontiac Motor when I was 2 years old. We lived in Pontiac I lived in Pontiac from 63 to 74. Became a Detroit Tiger fan there, of course, for 68, mainly 68 World Series. Been Detroit fan ever since. I like all the Detroit teams except the Pistons. Never was an NBA fan.
Now, Lions, they actually play in Pontiac, correct?
The Lions played in Pontiac. Actually, they built the Silver Dome, and the Silver Dome, when we were leaving in 74 is when they were building the Silver Dome. I actually got to go by and see it being built, but didn't actually get to see a game in it because we moved back down here to Tennessee where the whole family is actually from.
Okay, so you went to school up there until grade
8. Middle grade 8 is when I came back down and went to a school that a couple counties away from me in Roane County, Tennessee, Rockwood High School.
Okay.
I was a Tiger there, Rockwood Tiger there. Now, and then I met a woman up here in 09. I'm in Winfield, Tennessee now, which is I'm about 2 miles from the Kentucky state line.
Oh, okay. You're up in the northern part of the state, which it's not a lot of north to it. It's a lot of east-west to it because it's really,
Yes.
it's a long state.
I am probably about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes north of Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
Up 75, and then I'm about 40 minutes off the interstate, but you go straight up 75.
Now, you said something about 09, you met a lady. Tell us.
Actually, 1999.
99. It's been 22 years ago.
Yes, sir. Met her, actually got fixed up. My brother's a paramedic, and she was working at an ambulance service up here, private ambulance service, and he was working part-time for them. And we got hooked up through him, actually, and got married, and I moved up here, and rest is history.
Who is your favorite Tiger, Roger?
I would actually probably have to say I have several favorites, of course, but if I'm going to go with one, I'm probably going to have to go K-Line.
Al Kaline, yep.
K-Line or Cobb. Of course, I got to see K-Line play, so he'd probably be over Cobb just simply for that.
Yeah.
Greenberg was another good one.
Roger, I'm replaying 68 Denny McLain with History Maker. It's on the Play Forum on Delphi. That's what PJet says. So follow PJet's channel. You can see all of Denny McLain's 1968 starts right there.
I will correct that. I wasn't aware of that, PJet. I appreciate you letting me know that. And like I say, 68, 84, two of my favorite teams. Of course, 35 and 45 also. But 68 was the reason that I'm a Detroit Tiger fan, actually. And the Lions, I've just kind of suffered through my whole life with the Lions. But if I can actually say I'm a Detroit Lion fan, I'm probably a true fan.
Yeah. But, hey, everybody is discounting like, okay, Matt Stafford, the superstar Matt Stafford. And I haven't seen the superstar Matt Stafford yet. But he's going to L.A., and you're getting a guy, all he did was in his first 3 or 4 years, but went to the Super Bowl. How in the world is Matt Stafford looked at as the prize of this trade? Do you feel like you lost a lot, or do you feel like you gained something in this trade?
Actually, I feel like I liked Stafford.
Okay.
Stafford was a tough kid. He was really tough. He played through a lot of stuff. But it was time. There's always a time. And, you part of you says you'd like to have Stafford retire as a Lion. But, we had Barry Sanders retire as a Lion, never got a championship. Best running back to ever play that didn't have a championship, in my opinion. And then
Roger froze on us. I hope he's still with us. You still with me there, Roger? Now on mine he froze. Let's see what's up there. Hang in there, Hang in there, bud. Keith, wrong city. Had a little help in LA. Roger. Let's see if Roger's still with us. Hope so. All right, Tom, let's have a good one. Roger froze on us. See, it's that easy, guys. If you guys want to be in here with us, you could actually be in here and we could have 2 or 3 guests. It's not hard. It's not difficult at all. Let's see. Roger probably will email me. So if he does, then I will be prepared for an email. Let's see. Who froze Roger? Who froze Roger the Matt Stafford did. Yeah, Matt Stafford. No, maybe Jared Goff did it, right? Oh, the ref in New Orleans. Oh, okay, I got you. The ref in New Orleans. Oh man. I wish yeah, man, we want to say man. He had some good stuff going on there too, guys. Let's see if we can find. Let's see if I can find him. May have to maybe I'll pop back in here again. Tell you what, if he's not in here right now, let me remove him and let's add him to the stream now. Is he back? Roger, you here, bud? Yeah. Let's wait till he pops back up. Don's probably behind us. Yeah. Roger frozen from all the bullshit from Rob. Oh my goodness. Somebody join me. If I send you an email, guys, somebody pop in here real quick. Somebody pop. Let me try to add Roger one more time. See if he's. Let's see. Don Huston's probably behind this. Yes. Oh my goodness. Somebody jump their ass on here with me there. Come on. Oh, am I starting to freeze up now too? Really? Oh, that sucks. Let's see. I fixed that. My dad's not here. No, my dad's not here. Call me Mr. Freeze. I got to go. Hope we win some money. Yeah, Puck's like, let's do something tonight, right? Somebody's got to be on here. Let me send that through to him again. Let's see if he tries to get back on here again. Because otherwise, all I can do is ban him from the studio. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kick him from the studio. I want him to rejoin us. Oh. Maybe. Is Roger back with us? I saw a Detroit. Thought he was with us there for a second. Tried to add him on. Now, I would definitely bring Dad on if he was here tonight. I would do it. I would bring him on here. Somebody hop on here with us, and if Roger comes back, we'll have a third. I'll have a split right here. I'll have me over here, and then I'll have this a split right here. Okay, I'll make this a split screen. Come on, guys! Somebody help me out. Somebody pull me out of the pull me out of the. Yeah. Somebody help me! Help me! I'm freezing in the video. Yeah, I am freezing in the video, son, because it's made for a 2, and I'm gonna make it for a 3 here because I'm gonna have somebody else in here too. Who else is coming? I don't smash the like button, but somebody else come in here too. Somebody can either be right here or right here. I don't care. Somebody help me, help me, help me. Help me, help me. Let's see, Roger's still there. Let's see if I can add Roger to the stream now. Do like that. Somebody. Come on, guys. Help a man out here. See if Roger's back. Oh, let's see. Okay. You still on the feed according to your computer? Okay. Well, let's give it a second then. Maybe. Whoa. Let's see. Got a bag of potato chips on top of your refrigerator, Rob. You can't say top of my refrigerator from right here. The hell? We want Roger on here. Ah. Damn. All right. My goodness. I don't want solo layup. That's all right, Roger. We're going to hook you up. Tell you what, Roger, leave the room and I'm going to give you an email. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to try to invite you back in here again. So, yeah, just leave the room entirely. I'm going to send you an invite. Let's do it that way. All right. I think if he had said, no, I'm not very tech savvy. You're right. I think if he hits the invite button again after he leaves, he can come back in. I think that's what happens. We're gonna see. It's only 5 people watching now. How you doing, Danny? We're gonna Roger back on here. That Roger's a very good guest. We can do that. Problem is that the Red Sox he has, the Braves, that would be. Now, let's see. Let's add him to the stream.
Are we back?
Ha! Ha ha ha. Maybe. I think I hear somebody.
I'm here.
He's back.
I'm here now. You had frozen up on me, and I didn't know what was going on. So
Yeah,
where were we at?
Yeah, you completely fell off the broadcast with us.
My computer was showing me, and I was just talking away, and I was still getting the comments, and you were frozen. So I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Yeah. All right, we cool, we good. Now I think if it happens like it, you have to completely leave the room and hit the invite button again. So
gotcha.
That's cool.
So
play.com. Play.com. Do you have any of those games?
I have none of the play.coms. I do have a lot of the play nows. I have the highlight game with all the highlight players. I have the Fury football. I have the Fury hardball. I have the aviatrix. I do not have the presidential one, and I do not have the cowboy one, whatever that is. But I have none of the play.com ones. No.
I got you. Now, if Stratomatic, APBA, any of those games? Do you have any of the baseball, football, anything, basketball, golf, soccer, anything?
I have several games, but I don't. I have an APBA. I have the Hall of Fame set for APBA, or no, not. I'm sorry, for Stratomatic. I have no APBA.
Baseball.
Yeah, right, baseball. I have no APBA. I have a lot of Roberto Chiavini's games.
Okay.
I have a lot. I have the Grid Zone Turf Wars. You know, the new one. I have that Dice United, that new soccer game by Gary Brown. I do have Glory Days Boxing.
Oh, okay. Now we can really talk something now.
And Slam Wars. I've got 8 sets of Slam Wars.
Wow. Do you have Legends of Wrestling?
I do not.
Legends
That's one I've been looking into.
I'm going to tell you, it's a little costly because each card, you've seen the cards though.
Yes, sir.
A little over $1 a piece or something like that. So I always say every week or so, maybe order a different set. I always got something coming in to you. They're always high quality. Dave Little can tell you. So many of the guys in here can tell you about that. And it's really, really a good, to me, the most solid wrestling game there is. Legends of Wrestling. I really like it. Were you like raised watching wrestling, or
When I lived in Michigan, I was telling you earlier, from 63 to 74, we went to Cobo Arena several times. We would see, Wild Bull Curry, Flying Fred Curry, Bobo Brazil, Pampero Firpo, them guys. Michigan is one of the first sets I got for the Slam Wars. And, I have several. Like I say, I have 8 of those sets, and the Michigan set is just dear to my heart, just because of I all those guys pretty much I saw in the late 60s, early 70s.
Now, once you moved to Tennessee,
yeah,
and did you keep did you keep eyes on Michigan wrestling, or did you kind of get settled in Mid-Atlantic, Mid-South? Where'd you get into then?
We had the I kept up with Michigan, but we had the Smoky Mountain Wrestling here, the Fullers, Jimmy Golden. We had Mark Henry when he was just starting out.
That was Jim Cornette's deal.
Jim Cornette's deal. Yep. Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and like I say, Ron Wright. I think he had a lot to do with it. And like I say, the Fullers, Jimmy Golden, all that, and they had blood there. They did not care one bit. They put on a really good show. They did it outside in Knoxville at the fairgrounds. I call it now. We went up there a few times, me and the new wife, in the early 2000s also, before they folded.
Ken Castro, what's your current go-to project right now?
Well, I'm getting ready to start. I'm not really been doing a whole lot. I've been kind of under the weather, and I've been going through I'm a nurse, so I've had the COVID vaccines. I actually got my second one on the 12th, and I've been a little bit under the weather with things and had a lot of things in life going on. My wife's mom is real bad, and we're having to kind of take care of her. But what I'm getting ready to start is I'm getting ready to do a Dice United project, the 2011-2012 EPL. And I also got the 2019, the greatest Europe sets, the top 20 teams from 2018. And I'm going to start some leagues and tournaments, like some home and homes with that.
Who is your favorite Premier League team?
My favorite Premier League team, I'm going to probably have to say, I don't really have a favorite. I guess I like Chelsea. I like Tottenham Hotspur, pretty good too.
Okay, Tottenham. You'll have a lot of fan. Anthony, big Tottenham fan.
Yeah, he is. I watched some of his videos, and he does a good job with all his videos. As do you.
He was born there. He was actually born over in England. So
yeah, and he has an awesome product with Glory Days Boxing also. That's you've done it a lot, and it is an excellent game. And
It
like I
is.
said, those two Garys, that Dice United and his Turf Wars, the Grid Zone Turf Wars, those two are excellent. I do not have Legends of Boxing that
Yeah, I don't have
just
Legends of
simply
Boxing.
just simply because the Legends or the Glory Days is so good.
Yeah. A lot of folks pop up and say, well, or even a lot of folks that are doctors, nurses are saying, don't take the shot. Don't take it. Like in Lynchburg, Virginia, for instance, 58% of healthcare workers are saying, don't take it. 42% are saying, do take it. Number one, the reason you took it, if you had a reason other than for work purposes. And number two, if you didn't have to take it for work purposes, would you have done it? So,
Actually, I work from home now. I'm a healthcare provider, but I do work from home. I audit charts for a home health agency, and we have 8 different offices, and I do those things. But kind of knocked it around in my head when Pfizer came out. The Pfizer vaccine came out first, and I was like, I don't really know if I want to do the Pfizer one. I said, but if Moderna does come out with a shot, I will do that one. So I went to our local health department and got the Moderna shot. And as far as it wasn't required, it was our choice. We could do it. I would absolutely do it. And the reason I say that is, you think that you're getting better with less cases. You think they're going down, and then bam, one day they're spiking again, and then they keep going up, and it's just kind of so erratic right now. I do know that they did come out with something the other day that said that actually it's only requiring 1 shot. My issue is, if they've got 2, if they're requiring, if they're saying they've come out with saying 2, I had both shots. The only thing I really had, I had a sore arm with the first one. The second sore arm, and the day after, I had like a little fatigue and some tiredness there for probably an hour or 2, and that's basically it. I know a lot of people got sicker with the second one because your immune response is kicking in.
okay.
I basically didn't have any, and from my standpoint, I encourage it. Like I say, I batted it around for a while and said I don't know that I'll take it because I'm working from home. I don't, but I did take it, and I can't say not to.
Yeah, I got you. And okay, I ain't getting political. I'm not going to get political. I don't get political on this channel except
Right.
during times of people voting and stuff.
Right.
We hear both sides of the aisle one day to the next that they're lying about the numbers of people that are dying from this COVID.
Uh-huh.
You're there. There. What would you say to people that say, you know what, I think these healthcare providers are bullshitting us and telling us a bunch of crap? What would you say to that as far as people thinking they're stretching the numbers and stuff? What do you say?
Well, number one, I'm like you, Rob. I kind of like to shoot straight, and I'm not going to BS people.
Yep.
I can tell you from personal experience, when I had anybody in the family that we've had some that have had it, we've not had any that have died, but we had a very, very healthy neighboring county head football coach that coached on a Friday night. By the following Saturday, he was passed away from COVID. Very healthy guy. Used to be a coach here in Oneida, and then he ended up coaching another place. And his brother, who was an assistant for him, under him, got sick. At the same time, they transferred him a couple times to different hospitals. He ended up losing his life like 5 or 6 weeks later. But we've had in our county probably has 20,000 people. We've had at least 42 deaths just this year, just in 2021. That's not counting from March to December. I'm counting from January, this
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6-8 weeks. We've had 42. So, it's real as far as the numbers that they're throwing out. I don't know about that, but it is, it's just what is the scary part, Rob, and everyone here, is the fact that healthier looking people and people you wouldn't think they're the ones that are dying. And you get 80, 90-year-old people that are getting it that are having mild symptoms. And I think that's what's throwing people off, thinking that they're skewing the numbers, is because so many people are getting so sick, others are barely having any symptoms. So it's really hard to.
Keith White asked, doesn't AstraZeneca have a shot as well? Did they offer one as well? Or
AstraZeneca, I think, is coming out with one. I'm not sure that they've got theirs on the market yet. They are the third ones to say that they're going to be getting one out, so that's probably going to be soon. I think they're working on a lot of different ones, just companies, because they're trying to get shots in people's arms. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that aren't getting it everywhere. People that are wanting it are not getting it, and there's pressure on these pharmaceuticals to get it out there.
Oh yeah. Randy Pendle, my wife has cancer and got both Pfizer vaccines and never got any side effects. Plus, she works in the medical field as well. So, hey, that's an excellent deal there. That's real good news there.
I think when you work in, and Randy can probably say from his experience with his wife, I think you get a lot of immunity when you work in the healthcare field because you deal with so much. And there was a lot of my colleagues that worked at some of the offices that they had 24, 48 hours of, like severe flu-like symptoms with it. It eventually passed. Like I say, the only thing I really had was the fatigue and the sore arm, which is not, you get a sore arm when you get any shot. It was really I mean, I had some problems the next day lifting my arm up more than halfway, but it went away. It was, it was minor. So I encourage people to take that shot, man. If you when it comes your turn, go for it, because what's your alternative? You never know if it hits you, how it's going to hit you. And I don't want to take the chance.
Right. In 2018, I went 6 months and couldn't lift my arm high as this because I actually, when I broke actually destroyed my elbow, and I actually have a fake elbow now, and had to have the Tommy John surgery as well. So I was learning how to have to lift stuff again and stuff. So yeah, definitely raising your arm up is not the biggest deal, especially if it's just for a few hours. We were worried because of her immune system having cancer. No doubt about that, Randy. Arnold Hunter.
Randy, I think the thing with that is with her having, and she's in the medical field too, with her having the cancer, with cancer, your immune system does go down, but your immune system is already compromised. It's already working to try to do what it can to fight that off, as much as our bodies can. And that is probably one thing that did help, to be honest with you, with her not having the symptoms.
Arnold Hunter says, hi, Roger and Rob. Arnold's a big time wrestling guy. We were just talking about wrestling a little while ago.
Right.
You said you like Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Yeah.
Who is, let's say in your whole lifetime, give me like your top 3 wrestlers. I don't care if they're dirty, for heels, good guys, bad guys, whether you liked them or disliked them, but they were ones that, like, every time you saw them, you had to get to the TV and had to sit there and watch them.
Well, like I said, when I was a younger kid, I was, 7, 8, 10 years old. We went to Cobo Hall a lot. I mean, when I lived in Michigan, when Bobo Brazil was on there, when I knew he was on the card, and he was mostly main event, of course. I had to go with Bobo being one. A lot of people don't realize, but Pampero Firpo, he was probably one of my top 3 also. And he was not one that gets mentioned with a lot of these guys, but man, you talk about somebody fun to watch. He changed. He was heel, he was face, and he was a better heel, but I liked him. And probably my third, I don't know. I liked when we got down to Smoky Mountain. I actually liked the Fullers. They put on a good show. They put on a good show. They They were again better heels than they were faces, but they
Yeah.
put on a show. It was fun.
I personally have always said this. If you've got a good set of heels, you've got yourself a wrestling organization. You can have all the best faces in the world and good guys and all, but if heels can work a mic,
Yep.
you can push a what is that Ric Flair used to say? You can push a broomstick in there and you can have yourself a good match. I
Absolutely.
really feel that way.
Well, when Smoky Mountain, you mentioned Jim Cornette. It was his organization. That's kind of where he got started a little bit. But he pretty much, when he got the Fullers there, he let Ron and Robert run the show. And, they brought in Jimmy Golden. And when them three got together, man, it didn't matter what was going on. Business picked up, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
When the Fullers were there and Jimmy Golden, it didn't matter who else was there. You had a show and you knew what you were in for.
Yep. To me, everybody that watches my channel, especially if they watch me do some of my Legends of Wrestling, they know I'm a big Kevin Sullivan person. Mm-hmm. Kevin Sullivan in Florida, Kevin Sullivan in Georgia, Kevin Sullivan in North Carolina. Number one thing, the most misunderstood thing was Kevin Sullivan was a devil worshiper. He never mentioned the devil, not one time. But he wore the pain on his face. He wore bones around his neck. He'd come around laughing. Now, he did do some stuff that, slapped a couple of women and stuff that really were taboo back in the 80s and all. But it was like, it was different people's wives, girlfriends, sisters and stuff. And when they wanted to work angles, especially in Florida with Eddie Graham, I loved watching Kevin Sullivan.
Well, he sold out arenas.
Yes.
He's another one that sold out arenas.
Anytime he was wrestling Blackjack Mulligan, one of the Mulligan's kids, Dusty Rhodes, you knew it was going to sell out. 75% of the time, he was going to get beat. But that 25% of the time that he sneaked something in there and got, especially if it was a loser leave town match, something like that, that just kept people on the hook. Let's see.
Same thing with Bruiser Brody and Abdullah the Butcher. Bruiser didn't lose a lot of matches. He got promoted really well, and he was fun to watch. Now, Abdullah the Butcher, he was, don't get him on the mic. Don't get him nowhere near it. But get him in an arena, and you're going to sell that arena out. Everybody wanted to see Abdullah. Everybody wanted to see the Sheik.
Because they figured they would be in his lap before he'd be in your lap before the night was over with, because Abdullah didn't know what the ring was made for.
Yeah.
He spent 75% of his wrestling time in the floor, in the crowd, in the concession stand, on the streets. The man was nuts. But I've heard some great shoots from him, and I'll tell you, he was a very, very, very smart guy as far as wanting to sell out arenas. Bruiser Brody, God bless his soul. I think I've seen a shoot interview with him back. It couldn't have been long before he died. It was excellent. He actually sits down there as Frank, and he's telling people, "Hey, I got to sell out every night, and that's what we got to do it." And to me, I think the good little twist into any wrestling, to me, was somebody maybe like a Jimmy Valiant or somebody like a Val Venus or something like that. I know a lot of people, but somebody to kind of twist the crowd and stir the crowd up a little bit. Jimmy Valiant was a terrible wrestler. He was a bad wrestler. But when he would getting beat, he'd be sitting there shaking like he was having a conniption fit. Yeah. Terrible wrestler. But my goodness, could he stir a crowd up?
Yes, he could. And going back to some of the ones we talked about, there was probably, so far in my lifetime, the best rivalry and one of the best tag teams ever, believe it or not. The best rivalry was Abdullah and the Sheik. They had one.
Yeah.
And then when they got together as a tag team,
Yeah.
Man, you talk about selling out stuff. They would those two right there back then in the
Yeah.
late '60s. Them guys could do it.
Yeah.
They could show. You didn't want either one of them talking, but when they
Yeah.
came through that curtain, they came down that aisle and they came to that ring. You didn't do nothing but look at them.
Yep. And that's the thing. You need some good mic workers, but you need some guys who can just go in the ring and just wrestle, fight, whatever. Arn Anderson, to me, probably the best guy other than Ric Flair ever to grab a mic. Arn Anderson, he was fun to watch, don't get me wrong, but my goodness, with the microphone, he was absolute gold. He was, I mean, you hand him a microphone, he knew what to do with it.
I used to call them the talkers and the walkers.
Yeah.
You had the talkers that was who you wanted to hear. Then you had the walkers who you wanted to see. That's just all there was to it. You just like you said, you had to have the mic work. That's the talkers. You wanted to hear it. Then you wanted to see those walkers, Abdullah, the Sheik, Kevin Sullivan, Bruiser Brody. Those guys that don't get a mic nowhere near them, because it's untelling them really what they would say, because they wasn't scripted for anything.
Yeah.
But man, could they do it? They could do the trade. And Philip Reynolds, Reds. I don't have a problem with the Reds. Reds are National League. But don't come in with the American League teams.
Yeah.
I love
Keith,
you.
Keith White, come up. Do you have any sports or competitions that you enjoy that we never talk about online? How about that? Some stuff that we never talk about online. Or do you like the Tour de France? Do you like watching the bike race? I'm not really that.
Not crazy about that.
Tennis? No. Do you like to watch like the French Open, U.S. Open, tennis? We don't do a lot.
I actually like to watch and you're going to probably think it for a different reason than I'm going to say it. I like the women's tennis better than the men, and simply because
you watch it ball. You could actually watch.
I'm not like the NBA. I don't like it because it's a dunk fest.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about men's tennis because it's who can hit it the hardest.
Yeah.
With the women in basketball or tennis or anything else, it's more finesse.
Yeah.
And I like to see the finesse, and the finesse has gone out of the men's game pretty much in most in a lot of the sports. But I would probably have said, not many people talk. I like lacrosse pretty good, and I know you're not a big lacrosse fan, but
exactly. But hey, nothing wrong with that though. That's why
it's picking back up around here.
Oh, okay.
Back up around here, yeah.
Lacrosse, yeah. So, did you have like a professional team, or did you have like a college team that you really kept up with lacrosse?
I actually had on the TV. We stream. We don't have cable or anything like that. We used to have the satellite, but I've gone to streaming service. There's some free stuff out there, some free apps that you can get, and there was one dedicated. I can't remember the name of it now. I've got it on here on my TV, but it was just dedicated to lacrosse, and it would have a lot of the D2 and D3 schools. So I liked watching those smaller schools. You don't see them in much of anything else on TV.
No.
So it was just fun to catch up with them. I just like the sport, and I'll tell you something that I really liked here lately: cricket.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was some cricket on not too long ago on the ESPN Plus channels that they were having from overseas. And I like that pretty good. I didn't really catch the rules, but just liked watching the sport.
Gotcha. Yeah, they actually play on a circle, and sometimes I think it takes 2 and 3 days. So how they sell tickets, I don't have any idea. Okay, would you like a half a game ticket? Would you like a full?
But it was full. The ones I watched, the stadiums were full. And another thing, the football league over there that plays what's it called, the
Australian rules.
Australian rules, yes.
Where they bounce the ball up and just
I like that one. That
I
one's
think
pretty.
I actually like that better. I would rather watch that over those big guys. What's it? What's that other kind of
Rugby.
rugby?
Rugby.
I don't care about rugby. I like it when they kick it through the pipe, saying get so many go, because it's just all it is a big circle field, and you can't pass it. You got to kick it to each other and stuff like that. And if you catch it, they give you a second or two to kind of reorganize, and you can turn the way you want to kick it and all. I don't understand everything about it, but it's fun to watch.
My favorite thing with that is those referee when they go through the main goal. There's the 3-point ones or the 6-point ones, and then there's the 1-point ones. When they go through the middle, they come out and they go. That's how they say that they've got the 6.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love those guys. Right. Arnold Hunter, Roger, Title Bout 2. I'm going to ship it out this week.
Sounds great, Arnold. I appreciate that, sir. Appreciate being able to do that.
I love watching women's college softball.
College softball is real popular here in and maybe there in Virginia too. It's really popular. The SEC, along with the Pac-10, the SEC and the Pac-12 are really good. I mean, the SEC always, Tennessee's always good. Alabama's really good always. Florida. You've got LSU. There's so many teams in the SEC that every year, and we've had Tennessee. Speaking of women's college basketball, the Weekleys, the husband and wife that are our head coaches, they've been here. Super great people.
Really,
they recruit well because they're such great people. I mean, they're both present for every interview they ever do. The first one he may talk, the second one she'll talk. They don't really usually, unless they ask each other a question, they're both present, but they don't both talk during that particular interview. It's a really great system they have. They run a really good ship here, and they've got top-notch facilities up there over in Knoxville.
Now, I have to admit to you, I think this would make college softball better. Bump the fences back 50 feet. That way you would have more of like alley shots and stuff where, I mean, the field is like a little league field now. I wish they would bump it back a little bit, just the same way as I do when they play the Little League World Series. They need it back 250 feet. They're playing with metal bats. These kids now are hitting the ball, killing it. What do you think about that if they moved them back?
Yeah, I mean, what I think now is the women are working out so much better with, as opposed to what the men do with workouts, with weights and their training and stuff like that. And the women are actually, a lot of them are ahead of the fences. And softball, there are a lot more home runs now. You have to be a great pitcher, but you're gonna, if you miss once, somebody's gonna waste it for you. And those 180 and 200-foot fences, I agree. I'm not saying maybe 50 feet. I'm saying at least 220, 225, because I think most of those are running 180 to 200 basically. And I know it is in Little League. In Little League, I've always thought the fences need to be at least 220 or 2.25 on any league, on any level.
Exactly.
For more alley shots, like you say, speed. Bring speed back to the game. Speed is not in any. Speed doesn't mean anything in a whole lot of sports anymore. Everything's power. Everything's based on power.
Very seldom see a triple in softball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't see very many people that hit triples in major leagues now. There's a few that may get some, but you don't see near as many as there used to be.
And I tell you something else, the reason for that, the fields are also smaller in Major League Baseball. Yep. Bump them back a little bit.
Yep.
But people are like, but we got to have somebody that can hit 50 home runs a year. Why? I don't mind. Do you remember and I'm just coming up with this team, I don't know why, the Royals team back in the 80s, they loved hitting doubles. They killed people with doubles all the time. Frank White, George Brett. I mean, that's all they did almost was hit doubles. They didn't hit that many home runs, but they were a World Series team. I mean,
because they hit alleys. They hit the
and
ball
they
and
could run just like
hit them where they ain't.
Remember the Cardinals in '85? All they had was Coleman, McGee. I mean, they had base runners. They didn't have guys that just could run. They had guys that knew what to do to get around the bases.
Well, bunt and steal. When they had Coleman and them, they would bunt and steal. They would bunt a double. I mean, they bunt and they'd steal the first pitch. It was basically a bunt double, or they would hit gaps. And
hit
you know, and what's happened to those teams now? Those kind of teams now don't stand a chance when you get to deep in the playoffs, because everybody, you've got one or two guys on a team that might do that, but everybody else is going to go 500 feet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think you could still have that, but you would have to have, number one, the best manager in baseball, because you would have to clean everybody's clock as to, look, you see the fence out there, that's something we strive to hit. But if we don't get it that far, we're striving to hit the ground with the ball, the first thing. Have the first bounce of the ball to be on the ground, not in somebody's glove. It can be taught, but the thing is, a lot of people say people have outgrown watching the doubles. I think people my age and older still would sit there and watch a game with a team that could hit 9 hits, 6 doubles, 3 singles, and score 5 runs. I don't have a problem with that. You?
Well, and look at what you got. You got all that area in an outfield between foul line and foul line. You have 3 guys out there.
Yeah.
There's places they ain't. And that's why I say the motto for me used to be hit it where they ain't. When I played ball, that's what I want to do. I hit it where they ain't.
Yeah.
They can't cover everything.
Yeah. And the way how about when they pull the shortstop and behind the second baseman, and all you've got is a third baseman covering that side of the field?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with laying a bunt down? If it rolls down the line, you may get a double anyway.
Completely agree with that one. I never did understand why you always get shifted. You got 3 guys, a left-handed batter's got 3 guys on the right side, and they always hit into the shift. Their power, they want to try to hit it over the fence. If they don't, they hit a ground ball, they're out, period. Learn to hit somewhere else. Exactly. Coach them to hit somewhere else.
And the fact is, the guys that hit triples, the guys that knew how to hit triples, they were some of the most fun people to watch in baseball, because you knew every time they came out on the field, I may sit here and watch somebody hit for the cycle tonight, because number one, if he can hit a triple, the double is not the hardest thing in the world. The home run is definitely not the hardest thing in the world. And the single, you just lay one over somebody's head.
You start hitting doubles and triples again.
Yep.
And you'll get away from people doing that shift.
Yeah.
The shift has come about because it's a strikeout home run game.
Yep. And the thing is, I don't like it where the league wants to step in. The league shouldn't have to step in. Find some players that will tear it up. Yep,
exactly. I wanted to respond to baseball demos. I think he put on something there a minute ago about thought that Payoff Pitch had something for women's softball.
Yeah.
If you go to Sideline Strategy Sports, they do have some. They have a couple of college years, and then they have one of the pro league. I think from 2015, maybe the women's pro league. All 3 of those sets are actually free. They're PDFs, but they're actually free, and you get. I think there's 64 teams, 64 colleges in each of those the college sets, because it's the tournament. It's the 64 team field from those 2 years, and I think the pro one is the 5 teams that they had in 2015. I think is the year. I have all of those sets. But they're free on Sideline Strategy Sports. If you go to there and go to the softball, you can get those through PDF.
The football game you was talking about,
Grid Zone Turf War.
What do they call it? Zone
Grid Zone Turf Wars.
Anthony is working on college teams. Actual Yes.
I've seen a few of those, and I've reached out to Anthony.
Yes.
I love the game. The game is it's for the people that don't know it. It's not true. It's not a true simulation. It's a 7-on-7, but it's an ingenious game engine. You can and it the main thing with it is, and the way Gary tries to sell it there is that it's got a game creator at the back of the rules. It's a bunch of pages. It's how to create your own teams in your own league.
Yeah.
And it's got, it's got all the stuff you need, Excel file and everything to create those, print your own off. But he's got there an 8-team set that comes with it. There's also a 10-team set that somebody else had made that you can. There's actually free on that site that's 10 teams from out west, like I'm not sure what states, but anyway, but you can create your own. But that game is amazing as far as if you're not looking for something that you have to replay, you're wanting to replay a season or anything like that. That is a game among games. That one and then the Dice Soccer, of course, is based on Gary's game is based on real teams and stuff. But it's a great play on that, and I'm not on here tooting Gary's. Those games are amazing.
Yeah. I don't know how many people in here and would, but if my man Anthony comes up with, let's say, 5 or 6 different, let's say ACC, SEC, Big 10, Pac-12, Big 12, and he comes up with, I don't know, let's say 50 teams, or let's say he goes to the main five, the Big Five, as we call them, conferences. It comes up with them and sells them for $10, $15. And let's say he prints them $10, $15. Wouldn't you be one in line for him?
Absolutely. That right there would be a no-brain buy. That'd be a no-brain purchase for me. It'd be a day one purchase. Number one, not just because of the set, but Anthony, with the job he did with Glory Days Boxing and some of the other stuff he's working on. Anthony's a great guy. Anthony, if he's going to create it, there's been thought put into it. There's been research put into it, and it will flow with the game. Absolutely.
Keith White, how is the length of the game determined in Grid Zone? Well, people can play it different ways, but the way that you actually stop a team is if they're going down the field and they don't gain anything, they stop right there and they get that many amount of points. Some people play that it's 20 play or 10 plays a quarter and play 40 plays. It depends on who you are, what you want to do. Go back and watch Anthony. Now, Anthony plays it a little different. So as long as you gain at least one zone, you keep going and you keep going. Now, some people play it 3 downs and that's over with. But he plays it as long as you get one zone up and nobody stopped you, you get to continue until you try to score. A score is what, 14 points?
A touchdown is worth, yes, it's worth 14.
And so you can go anywhere from 1 to 9, and then it jumps to 14. So you've got 10 zones there, and that's what's happening there. But you can, to me, that would be the way to play it. I wouldn't want to go back and forth as far as each team gets a certain amount of possessions. I would rather play how many plays. That way, if they stop in the middle of a zone and halftime occurs, then they get the ball starting, or they could get the ball starting the second half.
Well, there's actually with that game, it's not really a half. It's the way it's played is, I think I'm thinking off the top of my head, 20. I haven't played in a day or two. 23 plays is the game, and then you've got 4 plays that are called crunch time plays.
Yeah.
Where at the end of a game, if it's close, and if a team's trying to run the clock out, each play takes up 2 of those 4. If another team's trying to catch up because they're behind, it may be a half or something on those last 4. But there's 23, and then there's 4 of those, so it's like 27 or 28 plays is the way the game is designed to play.
Yeah.
And it plays in about 30 to 40 minutes, basically. It's a very different twist, and it's. I mean, it will. It's one of them games that it's going to capture you. If you
Yeah.
play it one time, you're caught. You're trapped.
So you've watched Anthony play like Ohio State versus Alabama.
I saw that one, and I saw the game he had with Army. He had an
Army and
Army
Liberty.
game
Army and Liberty.
and Liberty. Yeah,
Yes.
I did see that game. And
Yeah.
as far as him with the stats, he is spot on. That
Yeah.
Liberty team was amazing, just like they were
They're
this
a very,
year.
very good team. They
The
were.
Alabama OSU game was almost the same exact score as the real game.
It really was. It was 50. I think it's 59-24 or something. It was his score. And I don't think it was over a couple of points difference on that. So
No, it was close.
it's wild and crazy. Yeah, Keith, is there a number of possessions per game? I don't think so.
No.
I would, if I were going to do it, if I were going to get the game myself, I think I would go 10 plays a quarter. And then on the second quarter, I would go 8 and then have 4 special. What do you call those plays at the end?
It's called. I think it's some kind of like a crunch time or something. I'm not real sure. It's something about the crunch, last 2 minute kind of thing.
The last 2 minutes of each half, I would have 4 crunch plays. Is the way I would do it. I would go 10 regular plays, 8 and 4, 10 regular plays, 8 and 4, and that would be a game for me. That way.
Well, the good thing about that game is it's the way it's written is for 23 plays, no matter who gets them. I mean, you could go one zone at a time, and it could take you 9 or 10. It could take the first team 9 or 10 plays to score a touchdown to get the 14 points, or you may get stopped the first play with no yards. Then that goes over to the other team. That's the way it's written. Yeah. But just like with any of our games, when you buy a game, it's your game. You can make your home brews however you want to make them, and make it as fun as you want to make it.
Yep. Let's say you don't have Soccer Blast.
No, Soccer Blast is on my list.
Soccer Blast.
I do not have it,
and that's still one of the 3 giveaways we still got too.
Yeah, I'm still kind of keeping my fingers crossed about that.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend. You may have to get some tape and tape down G-Puck to his chair and make sure his mouth's shut and both hands are shut so he can't put a number in.
I'm gonna try to distract G-Pucks one way or another on this next thing here. So be aware, Puck, I'm coming for you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, this has been fun. This is fun, and you weren't a bit shy. Hey, tell these other folks out here about coming online. There's nothing wrong with it, is it?
Well, I'm going to go out, and I'm just going to say what Rob does. Jabronis, come on and let me drill you guys. This has really been fun. You guys have been easy on me. I've tried to answer your questions. Hopefully, I've answered a few, and hopefully, if you've got more, maybe I can come on again at some point in time.
Yeah.
And yes, Keith White, I do like Dice United. It is very, very well thought out. Great game. It's a possession-based game versus play-by-play or a final score type game. It's possession, and then you roll the dice for the minutes elapsed and stuff like that. Oh, it's amazing. And Michael Peterson, I see you're in here. Hello to you. And Rob, it has been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad I could jump on here.
Well, last thing, and man, we got 9 folks in here right now, and I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of views from it because I tell you, we see people's names in here, but now we can put a face with your name, and Absolutely. That's really cool. So yeah, definitely, guys, if you want to be the next guest on my channel, get in contact with me. I prefer people to be a member of the channel, and you've been around for a little bit. Definitely get in touch with me, and we will. If you're a little shy, we can have 2 guests, and we'll have 2 people with me. But Roger,
I'll come on anytime I can if you'll have me, buddy.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what. Right around All-Star break time, we'll see how those Tigers are doing.
Sounds great.
Who's your National League team?
I hate to go against Philip Reynolds here, but he started this. I'm going to say the Braves.
Oh, the Atlanta Braves. Okay. All right, Pops. My dad, Pops. You watching this, Roger Ward now.
Yep.
He's a big Braves fan. My dad is a huge Braves fan.
Yeah, Detroit and Atlanta. I've been an Atlanta fan since I moved back down. You know, Detroit's been my first love, and of course, like I say, every sport except I'm not NBA fans. I'm not pissed. Red Wings are down right now.
Yeah.
Have been for a few years, which is discouraging. Lions are never up, but we've got some possibilities coming up. I think that's where I got cut off at, was talking about them.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, we're going to be okay.
Yep.
We can't get worse. We can't get much worse.
Yeah. No, if you're just looking at my shirt for the first time, I know a few people have looked at it. Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. He has his own channel as well. Excellent channel. I wanted to wear that tonight. I like to, man, I tell you what, any way we can help everybody here on YouTube, I like doing it. Thanks so much for joining me, Roger. We're going to have you back.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob, for having me.
You guys have a great, great night. God bless. And
wash your hands.
Wash your hands. That's right. Right. Sean's saying wash your hands. And we will talk to you again very, very soon. God bless. Bye-bye, guys.